Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Happy Sunday. It's March 1st. We are ready for spring here. How about you guys? So good to see all of you. We will be going over Nancy Guthrie. She's been missing for 1 month exactly today. And wow, we're going to go over some interesting things, right? Why do the police still have her daughter's vehicle? Why they still have not released it after towing it away from their home within the first week that Nancy went missing. We're going to go over just an updated timeline, and we're going to just go over everything possibly that we could go over in this case. So I'm going to let you guys mingle in. I'm going to say hello, and we're going to start digging in. I hope the sound is okay for all of you. I've been working today, and I didn't have much time to fix my station here. So welcome in. It's so good to see you. Hi, Detective Tam. It looks like you're in the right chat. It doesn't look like you're in the cell phone one. Tony, hi, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hi, Baffled. Always so good to see you. Tina, hello. Blue Jay, hello. Good to see all of you. I like your new little thumbnail you have. It's sparkly. Hi, Miss Haley. Hi, Paula. Good to see you. Fly on the wall. I love that. Is it lagging? Yeah, I need a new computer, you guys. I'm saving up for it, but when you stream like this, you have to have like a gaming computer, and it's frustrating. You can't use a little laptop like I got. So I want to dig into this. Everything will pan out here in just a moment. Hi, Jean. Good to see you. So we're going over this, right? This is Annie's and Tommaso's vehicle. It's a CRV, we were told, and it was towed from their residence. And just before I get started, everything that we're going to be talking about, if I state, this is my opinion on it, or if I state this is definitely a fact, we do use speculation here, and we're allowed to give our thoughts and views on everything. But as of right now, the vehicle is still in evidence. And we also know there are other vehicles still in evidence, right? Hi, Snarky Root Bar. Good to see you. Hi, Leslie. Good to see you. Angel, hi. Thank you for being here. And Cindy, you're not getting notifications? Yeah, a lot of people are telling me that lately. They're not getting notifications for when I go live. It's really strange for the past 2 weeks. I've noticed that it's not sending maybe I ran out of notifications. I'm not sure. Hi, Jen. Good to see you. Hi. Just let you guys mingle in. So, hi, Catherine. Good to see you. So this is their vehicle, right? It's a CRV, blue CRV. And let's see. Let's remove. You can see them here when they were driving away, like in the first days, right? And we all were like, why on earth are they hiding their faces? It was just strange to all of us, right? And I thought, well, maybe, like they just didn't want the media to get their pictures or anything like that. Maybe they're just quiet people. They don't want their photos out there or whatnot. But their mom is missing. Her mother is missing. And of course, the media is not as abundant as it is now. Like it was crazy with the media when this first started, when Nancy first went missing. But now, now there's actually the neighbors have actually, I want to show you guys this, have written a note. Let me bring this up. They say, "Dear media, this neighborhood needs space to process, heal, and gather in privacy. As a loving community, please cover this tragedy from elsewhere so that we may have some private space and dignity." This is what a neighbor had posted on the corner of Nancy Street, like at an intersection, right by the road. What do you guys think about that? Now, we could tell in some of the live videos that the neighbors weren't very happy with the media being there. But once the media leaves, guys, what's going to happen? Like, who's going to talk for Nancy, right? Like, who's going to say stuff? Okay, Leilani, thank you. I love your name. I will check it out in just a second. So I want to go over a brief timeline real quick. This is the most updated timeline that you guys are going to get other than what the sheriff. Let me remove this here and add me here. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to go over this real quick and then we're going to move on to why their vehicle would still be in evidence if the sheriff has actually cleared the family, right? There has to be something there. So I'm just going to go through a short background and timeline for you guys. So background and personal history. Nancy Guthrie was born in 1942 in Fort Wright, Kentucky. She married Charles Guthrie and raised 3 children. She is the mother of Savannah Guthrie, Cameron Guthrie, and Annie Guthrie. And she lived much of her adult life in Arizona, later residing in Catalina Foothills area of Pima County in 1975 is when she bought her home. She is described by law enforcement as mentally sharp, not suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's or anything of that. She has a physical mobility limitations and requires daily medication for her heart. Missing medication for more than 24 hours could be life-threatening. She lived alone, but had periodic house staff. And then like people that would come and clean the pool and do her yard work and stuff like that. Now I'm going to go down to the last days, starting with January 30th, right? So January 30th, the afternoon, Nancy Guthrie hosted friends at her home for a mahjong gathering. And there's a source for this per her friend Ann Burnson. During this visit, Nancy confirmed plans with her friend Ann to attend their regular Sunday church live stream gathering scheduled for February 1st, 2026. The group routinely met at a friend's home to watch a recorded live stream of a New York church service attended by Nancy's daughter, Savannah. Friends later described Nancy as alert, engaged, and participating normally during the gathering. Now, fast forward to January 31st, 5:32. Nancy travels to, we now know, her daughter Annie and her son-in-law Tommaso, right? And at 9:48, family drops Nancy off at her home. The garage door opens. And then 2 minutes later, her garage door closes. By 1:47 a.m., the doorbell camera disconnects. And I always thought this was strange. Listen to this part. The doorbell camera disconnects, yet at 2:12 a.m., the camera software detects a person. Wouldn't that be like backwards, like flipped, you would think, right? They were able to pull off video footage of a mass perpetrator. His backpack and I believe holster, and maybe some sources have stated that there's a like star emblem on the sweater and that maybe or on his jacket, and then there is also like looked like an emblem of like maybe Lululemon or something. This is just from other sources gathering what they could see on the clothing in the video. Now, at 2:28, the pacemaker app shows disconnected completely from Nancy's phone, right? And then at 9 a.m., Nancy Guthrie failed to appear at her expected Sunday morning gathering. And then her friends had contacted Annie and Tommaso, which is Nancy's daughter and son-in-law. They quickly came over to the home and then called 911 to report her missing. And then at 12:15, Pima County Sheriff's Office responded. Yes, Leslie, they have completely left her home. And I was just showing what the neighbors had put up, and I can show that again to you guys if you want to see it. I do not see an email from you, Leilani. I don't see an email from you, honey. If you want, I could put my email address down here again. For some reason, my email, I don't know, is strange. Like I get them here and there. I think I need to empty out some of my storage. Okay, so that's my email again. I don't know, maybe it was a typo or something when you try to send it. If you don't mind sending that to me again. Okay, I want to go over this information for you. So I'm just going to pop this up while I talk about this. All right. And why these are the questions, right? So in Arizona, law enforcement authority, like to basically retain a vehicle even after clearing an owner, is specifically governed by statutes regarding the retention of seized property and the preservation of biological evidence. So if you guys have any questions, just put them down in the chat and we will try to answer them. I'm going to read over this information about evidence, about seizing property, right? Like they have for Annie and Tommaso's vehicle, like they did the silver Range Rover and Carlos's cell phone. So Arizona legal standards for retention. So it says property sought as evidence under ARS 13-3920, police must return and seize property within 10 business days unless the property is being sought for use as evidence, right? So now we know. You tried emailing me too? Yeah, you feel weird if there's nobody else. So we now know their vehicle is being used as evidence. They've had the vehicle for more than 10 days, right, guys? Yeah, I don't see anything in here. Let me look at my other. 1 second, you guys. Okay. There we go. So in a missing persons case, if the vehicle is considered an active piece of evidence, the 10-day return rule does not apply. So I'm just going to say that again. In a missing persons case, which is such with Nancy Guthrie, if the vehicle is considered an active piece of evidence, the 10-day return rule does not apply. Okay? So that vehicle, since it hasn't been returned, in my opinion, is considered an active piece of evidence. What do you think could be inside that vehicle that could be evidence, you guys? Oh, thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. What do you guys think could be inside there? I want to hear what you guys. There's been a lot of people trying to get that answer, and the only answer that came out, they said it's an active investigation, and that's all they can say. I believe I showed that to you guys the other day about it. Yeah, they said it's an active investigation, and that's all they can say when we were asking if the vehicle had been released. Hair fibers could be. I don't know, but I do know I'm suspicious of certain people. I agree. Mm-hmm. Hi, Lolo. Good to see you, dear. You sent me the email. Okay, I'll check in just 1 second again. Why hide from cameras if they are innocent? Seems like O.J. Simpson all over again. Oh my gosh. My mom, just short story before I proceed. My mom was like so into the O.J. Simpson case. Like I was a teenager back then, right? And I remember I was like, Mom, can you like cut my hair? I just wanted it trimmed. My mom ended up cutting my hair all crazy because something happened in the O.J. Simpson's case. I'm like, "You're never cutting my hair again." My hair was, like, all lopsided. I was like, "Mom." She was, like, so into the O.J. Simpson case, it was crazy. But, man, that went on forever, right? Thanks, guys. Okay, so active piece of evidence may be DNA, whether due to past or present. Yep, other evidence. So so she rode in the vehicle. That's what we were told. She rode that is the vehicle that she most likely rode in to be dropped off at her home. So she definitely probably has hair fibers in there, fibers from her clothing and stuff like that, obviously, if she was in the vehicle, right? Like touch DNA, scan, stuff like that. Um, so it makes me wonder what else is in there. It really does. Thank you, baffled. Yeah. Blood. Her blood is thin, in my opinion, bleeds from the heart medications. The Coumadin, yes. Yes, Coumadin makes your heart or your blood thin. Absolutely. Maybe Nancy's blood in the vehicle. It absolutely could be. I remember where I was when the verdict came back for OJ. I love that, Jen. You too, baffled. Okay. So it goes on to say court order requirements. Property seized via a warrant is held subject to the order of the court that issued the warrant, right? Police cannot release it, talking about the vehicle, if the court order requires its continued retention for an ongoing investigation, which we know. That's exactly what they said the other day when someone reached out to the courts and asked, hey, has their vehicle been released? And they said, it's an ongoing investigation. That's all we can say. Now, going on, it says preservation of biological evidence. We remember hearing Nanos talk about biological evidence a lot, right, in his statements. So this requires the state to preserve biological DNA, such as hair, skin, tissue, in a condition suitable for testing as long as the investigation is active. Then it goes on to say if the vehicle contains such traces, it may be held until the case is closed or a defendant is convicted and completes their appeals. Wow. Now, for the search warrant versus consent, if the vehicle was taken under a search warrant, such as our silver Range Rover, right? We know that one was taken under a search warrant, like a raid, like they took, you know what I mean? Um, we've heard that the family's vehicle was taken from consent. So if this vehicle was taken under search warrant, as I've seen in recent high profile, police follow a standard warrant protocols, which typically include towing for thorough forensic processing, regardless of the owner's status. Well, they're going to tow it anyways because they're not going to want to mess with the DNA inside the vehicle, right? So they're going to tow it regardless, in my opinion, whether it's consent or a warrant. So, options for recovery in Arizona. If the family has been cleared, but the vehicle remains in custody, Arizona law provides specific mechanisms to challenge the hold. Okay. So, we've been told that the family has been cleared, you guys remember? And hi, Summer Truth. Absolutely. We've been told that the family's been cleared. So why do they still have the vehicle? It's just kind of strange there, right? Hi, Marie. Even prints from her footwear, mud, dust, sand. Absolutely. And the black box. There you go. The thing that shows where he drove and when and where. Absolutely. Yep. Oh, yeah. The newer vehicles can tell a lot about what you've done, even if your tire pressure's low. Some of them will do that, right? Now, what about an older vehicle, right? Now, what if someone drove an older vehicle? It's not gonna give as much information, but it'll still have, like, a black box, right? But maybe not as much information. Like, if someone took my vehicle, they're definitely not getting, how much tire air pressure is in my tires and stuff like that, I'm telling you. So it goes on to say that that a motion for to return the property, right? Like, say the family's like, I want my vehicle back. You've had it for almost a month now. So a motion for return of property under the Arizona law, an owner can file a motion in Superior Court to prove the property is not reasonably required for evidentiary reasons. Now, post storage hearing, if a vehicle is removed by an officer, the registered owner is entitled to a hearing within 48 hours of a request, excluding weekends to determine the validity of the removal. Victim rights request. If the family is considered a victim in the case, the car belonged to the missing person, requires the agency to return property as soon as possible or provide a formal reason why it cannot be returned. I'm just going to read that again. Victim rights request, right? If the family is considered a victim in the case, the car belonged to the missing person, which we know that they took Nancy's, requires the agency to return property as soon as possible or provide a formal reason why it can't be returned. Do you think that the family's got a formal response on why it can't be returned? Because all the media is getting is uh, that it's an ongoing investigation. What do you guys think? Just curious. I want to hear your thoughts on all that. What do you guys think about all that? They are probably checking the chip from the car, looking at the data to see if it was used in a time frame. Yep, absolutely. Um, absolutely. Agree with the black box. How about if bodily fluid was found as well as DNA? Could have been. Sheriff Bananas, yeah. The last car Nancy was in, as far as we know, was Annie's car. Yep, that's the one that we were told that she was in. And then the Uber prior to that. Hi, Blue Jay. Good to see you, honey. Hi, Daphne. I've been here listening, doing daily duty. It's laundry day. Oh, goodness. I hear you. I need to do laundry too. I hate doing laundry. So, for those of you that were coming in, I just want to show you this again. This was the neighbors, and um, they're kind of upset that all the media was there. I just want to show this to you again. And I also want to hear your thoughts on the vehicle. Like, they still have Nancy's vehicle and they still have Annie's from what we're told. So Nancy's vehicle wasn't driven though, but could it have the perpetrator's um, like some DNA from the perpetrator in there? What if the perpetrator tried to use her car or something and then decided against it? Maybe something got in the vehicle. Esley, the fact that they haven't got any warrants for the family, in my opinion, means they are not looking into them. That would ruin their case. Very interesting. Very well could be. So why did they take the Uber driver's car if she was in that car? That is a very good question, Baffled. Why didn't they take the Uber driver's vehicle if Nancy was in that car earlier prior to going to their home? That is a very good question. That is like $1 million question. but they took Nancy's vehicle, which she didn't drive from what we know. She didn't take that vehicle anywhere that evening or that afternoon when she went over for family time. So why take a vehicle she didn't use and keep that and then keep the families, but not take the Uber drivers? That's very interesting. So they completely cleared him out, right? Oh, Tina, you're cooking me dinner? Oh, you're cooking yourself dinner. Okay. Sorry. No, I'm just joking. The GPS systems in every vehicle that has GPS will show where the cars travel. Absolutely. They definitely will. I heard that it could take years to find Nancy yourself. I think, I don't think it's going to take years. I think they're just, I honestly don't think it, I think they're just trying to say that to kind of maybe mess with the perpetrator or something if he's listening, right? To make him feel relaxed. Like he'll mess up, trust me. Something will give it away and they'll catch him. They did take Nancy's car but returned it after a day or two. So did they actually return Nancy's car? I didn't know. I didn't know they returned Nancy's car. I thought they still had it. So if they returned Nancy's car, they let the Uber driver keep their car, then that's very interesting why they would still have the daughter's vehicle. Just my thoughts on it. It just doesn't make sense. Not always. Oh, you guys are talking to each other. Hi, NHGGRN. Good to see you. I was curious how well they checked the Uber driver, like if they thought she wasn't home since she never returned in a ride. Hmm. Yeah, that's a very good assumption because, like, if she had mentioned something to them and thought she was going to stay, you know what I mean? Stay over her family's house. I would like to know the conversation between those two. I believe Nancy did drive that day. Yeah, we weren't told if she drove that day at all. Thank you, Tina. Thank you. That sounds really freaking good. I thought they returned her car. Did they return her car? Okay, I'll have to check that out. Maybe you guys are probably right. Nancy was alive and well and dropped off by Uber. Yeah, no further inspection needed. Thank you, Rhonda. I think they know more than we are being. Oh, of course they do. Yeah, they definitely know. They are definitely hiding more. Hi, Ruby. Good to see you, dear. Hi. Nancy's car was returned last week, Angel Wing said. Thank you so much. It must have got buried like under everything else that was coming out. And then now there's really maybe it's the quiet before the storm, you guys. There's a vigil tonight for Nancy. Uh-huh. Oh, does anyone think that the family being released is a ploy? I'm suspicious, but not sure. I'm just really suspicious of the family. I'm sorry. I just can't. That's my opinion on it. I've always felt the same way since the beginning. Um, either close or maybe distant relatives, maybe. I would like to know if she had any kind of interaction, like, right? You would want to look at what she posted within the week prior. What kind of interactions did she have with people online or close to her? Did she have any kind of conversations with her neighbors? Does all of her neighbors like her? You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Today I was watching Ashley Banfield with Chris McDonough, and he said Annie took Nancy home. I found that out last night as well, or the night before, from I think a document or article online or something. So it wasn't Tommaso. Why was there so much talk that Tommaso took her home? You know? Annie stated that Nancy had tequila drinks and something. Yes, something went down at Annie's. I didn't hear anything going down at Annie's, but I did hear that she likes a certain brand of tequila and she drinks it out of a special cup is, what I heard. But we don't know how much she was drinking, and like, drinking when you take blood thinners is probably not a good thing, but, I mean, hey. Honestly, I'm wondering if they will ever find her. I feel that the investigation was botched from the very beginning, you guys. Yeah, I mean, I think it just, gets out of breath very easily when she walks. Can't shake the gut feeling. Yeah, same here, you guys. All right, let me, off topic, but will we know how Daniel's court? Oh, yeah, I will definitely find out, Mama Bear. I'll be digging into that. I got a strong gut feeling. I feel bad about it, but it's what I don't feel bad. I mean, yeah. Yeah, same here, Lolo. I mean, I think we're all kind of on the same page, right? Like, this just doesn't happen. It really doesn't happen. Like, I don't understand. I mean, yes, it happens, but usually, like the one case from 2017 when a caregiver took an elderly man, they took him down to Florida, and it was for financial gain, right? He was actually rescued alive, thankfully. But Nancy, I mean, where could she be? Could she be close? Could she be within like just a few miles? You know? They seem to like say those vehicles that we actually looked into the other night have nothing to do with it. Yeah, I mean, she was very vocal online and stuff, but why now too? Why take her now? You know what I mean? Like, why now? She's been vocal about the way she feels about like politics, about other things. So why now? Why February 1st? And on a full moon. It was almost a full moon, right? Someone had mentioned in chat the other day that they think that maybe since it was a full moon out, they were able to drive without their headlights in the neighborhood. And maybe that's how they didn't get spotted, if you think about it. And I was like, well, that's a really good idea. Think about it. Like if it's a full moon out, right? You could see like everything around you at night. Uh Yeah, I do too, Detective Tam. Why did Derek say, "Did you send the" Yes, and that's another thing, right? Mhm, mhm. I'm trying to say your name. Why did Derek say, "Did you send the Bitcoin? We're waiting on our end." If he had no way to benefit. He didn't have access to the wallet or connection in any way, or did he? They said it was all a ruse. Um So, yes, he texted both of them and then he made a 9-second call. What could have been said in that 9-second call? What do you guys think was said in that 9-second call? Hey, did you put the money in my account yet? Did the other person on the line say something back to him? What do you guys think? The sheriff let it slip in the first interview that Tommaso too. Yeah, and that's the thing. We were told that Tommaso took her home. But yet now, they're saying that Annie took her home. Maybe both of them took her home? I don't know. You would think, right? Both of them would take her home? Oh, yeah, she was Betty. Yeah, she definitely was. Uh, yeah, and that's what we're trying to, figure out, right? That's what we're trying to figure out. Why? Why is her car still in evidence? Since Nancy's car has now been returned, the Uber driver's car has never went into evidence from what we know, right? Um, now I heard they took Carlos's phone and they took the other vehicle. Here, let's go over. They took the Range Rover. Let's go to this. This talks about the vehicles. 1 second. All right. What was somebody said? You don't think so? The guys, well, I'm saying if you have a full moon, you make it work for you, right? Like, because I kept thinking, Who goes to kidnap someone out of their home on a full moon, right? And I'm like, you'll be easier to see, like, on cameras and stuff, right? Like, if you're wandering around, like, you're easier to spot if it's a full moon than if it's like a new moon or like what are they called? Like half moon or whatever. So quarter moon, uh a crescent moon. There you go. It would be easier to see if it's a full moon. And someone was like, well, you could drive without your headlights on. So I don't know. I think they planned this out. He said, where's my effing money? Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it was recorded as well. Google voice call. The VoIP. Where's my money? Hey, it's done. Yeah, could be. Could be. Sheriff Department verified they still have. Yeah. They still have it. Yeah, I think it's some kind of vengeance too. Oh, thank you, Miss Haley, for the 3 hearts. I send 3 hearts over to you too, my dear. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome back, Miss Jeanette. Thank you. Yeah, I think we're all on the same page. I don't think Carlos is involved either. I think he was at the wrong place, wrong time type of thing, right? And his phone kind of pinged off something. What do you guys think? You think that? Something like I don't think he's involved either. I mean, he did kind of act sketchy a little bit, but I just don't understand. Why would he be like, what's his purpose in this? You know what I mean? He's not related. I mean, from what we can see, he's not friends with her or anything like that. He said he didn't even know anything about her other than hearing her on the news and stuff, I think. Actually, I think he even denied that because I was like, what? He didn't hear about her case? So this goes on to say, vehicles at center of Nancy Guthrie investigation probed as vehicle canvas for truck and ring footage. So I'm just want to go over through this. That video is different. So Tucson, Arizona, as investigators continued to piece together the timeline surrounding Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, attention has increasingly focused on a handful of vehicles connecting to the home and a possible truck that detectives appear to eager identify. Now, they say truck in here, but we know that they had grabbed that Range Rover, right? It goes on to say authorities have requested Ring doorbell footage from neighbors for 2 specific window times. This is January 11th between 9 p.m. and midnight, and January 31st between 9:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. That's interesting, right? That's like completely different. You got like middle of the month, early middle of the month, then you got the complete end of the month. So there must have been someone there on January 11th between 9 p.m. and midnight that was very suspicious to them, right? And then January 31st between 9:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. So that's kind of crazy, right? The January 11th timeframe is more than 3 weeks before Nancy Guthrie was reported missing. It goes on to say, in recent days, detectives had canvassed nearby homes in Tucson, Arizona foothills, asking residents for surveillance video and inquiring about the types of vehicles they own. Detectives have come twice and asked us for our names and who we are, and so on and so on. What kind of cars we drive, and if we have a truck. Neighbor David Romano told NBC News correspondents. So there is something strange I did notice, you guys. I noticed something really strange. Thank you, Miss Baffle. Love to everyone. Love to you, my dear. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. There's one article, and he says he's a neighbor. He spotted a white van the week prior that Nancy went missing, before she went missing. I looked up this said neighbor, and I'm not going to mention their name, and maybe they own the house or maybe rent the house or something, and that's why I can't find it. But their three their three properties are nowhere near Nancy's house. Yes. So January 31st is the neighbor seeing the van sitting. Okay. Esley, thank you for saying that. That's what I'm talking about. This particular neighbor doesn't even live by them and live by Nancy, because unless they rent the house, because I looked it up and they've got three properties like elsewhere. Now they could be renting, right? Or the house could be under somebody else's name. But I just found that quite strange. So I'm still digging on it. So I don't want to pull up anything else. But I just thought that was quite strange, that they got three other properties and they're not really that close. I mean, they got one on Campbell Avenue, but it seems like everybody has a house on Campbell Avenue. Okay, so the article goes on to say detectives have come twice and asked for our names and who we are. So this neighbor is David Romano. They want to know if we have a truck. So they're trying to eliminate the vehicle, right? Known vehicles tied to the residence. So several vehicles, have been identified as being associated with the home. Nancy Guthrie was believed to drive a Subaru, possibly a Forester, right? Was the vehicle towed from her garage? Tommaso and Annie have been seen driving a blue Honda CR-V, according to neighbors. Cameron Guthrie was seen driving a white Toyota Camry last week. It's not been confirmed whether that's his vehicle, basically. It might just be like a rental or something. Also, neighbors also mention a possible gray truck in the area, though no make, model, or license plate information has been provided. And there's Nancy's vehicle here, the Subaru, right? Says a Subaru taken from Nancy Guthrie's home in Tucson is towed away with an escort by the Pima County Sheriff's vehicle on Thursday, February 6th. It has now been given back to the family. And then it just says the repeated questions about a truck ownership has raised questions about whether investigators are attempting to identify a specific vehicle seen on surveillance footage. At this point, no confirmed truck has been linked to the individuals at the center of the investigation. It is unclear whether the gray truck mentioned by neighbors is connected to the case or simply a vehicle observed in the neighborhood. You know what I would like to know? If they're like saying the Range Rover is a truck, because you know how some people say SUVs are trucks, but I mean, I don't, but some people do. He gave an interview, the older guy and the neighbor who saw the van. What about the one guy in the beginning with the glasses? Do you remember him? Remember? He did like 2 videos. Didn't someone think one of those cars in the video was a CRV? I'm not sure. Oh, like in the videos, the Ring camera videos, that's like 2 miles away. Um, they were saying it was like, oh, what the heck was it? Not a Scion, but a Kia Soul. Kia Soul. Has anyone seen dispatch calls that's going on in Tucson, Arizona? Yeah, I've listened to them periodically. I have Broadcastify. Neighbor and 3 properties should be invested. I agree, Rebecca. Did you hear anything in specific, Blue Jay? Yeah, Rebecca, I'm 100% with you on that. Did they search all the other properties? I don't know, Jean. I know they did a pretty good grid search out there by her daughter Annie's house, even 3 blocks out. And then they searched out over there where they found the gloves and stuff over off the Campbell Road and all that. But I know they did use a dog and to search for Nancy in the early days. With the blue shirt, they used a blue shirt of Nancy's to get a scent off of for the dog. I was listening to it before lives came on. The channel sharing have some rude people in chat. Not so nice. Oh, was it 757? I think his name is. He's a nice guy. Thank you, Haley. He's a nice guy. Okay, let's move on to something else. So, you know how I'm pretty nosy, and someone had brought something to my attention today, and I just want to show you this. They mentioned that Nancy's house went up for sale. Here, let me show you, make sure you can see. Okay. So, Mama Sue needs a late slip. Your phone's buffering. It's probably my computer. So, check this out, guys. Yes. Now, I did notice this before. I don't know if it was on the tax information or something, but remember, like, what was it, like 3 or 4 days ago, we were talking, and her tax information, like, where you pay your taxes, it said trust after it. So, like, if something happened to her or she comes, like, where she can't, take care of the house, the home doesn't take a long time to go to her children, right? Like, there's no probate and stuff like that. So this actually shows that that she listed. I'm just gonna right here. So this is her home, right? You guys can see that at the top. You can see that it's her address, right? Oh my goodness, Blue Jay. Give me a second. I'm gonna try to blow this up real quick. So this is her home, Nancy's home. If you go down to so you have 2007 listed, right? And you can see all these listings removed, listings removed. We'll just start from the top. So October 5th, 2024, listing removed. October 3rd, 2024, listing removed. She listed it for sale in 2007 now, which I noticed that before. So maybe she thought about moving, right? But I thought this was kind of strange how she listed it recently, right? Like within the past like year or so. I wonder if she was going to like maybe move or something, like with her daughter, maybe to New York or something. See, you can see where she bought it in 1975. It was built in 1969, bought it in 1975. So she'd been living there for a while, right? But it's been listed and then listing removed, listed again. So maybe she wanted to move. The housing market wasn't that good back in 2007, 2008, 9, if you guys remember that. But yeah, this was, I mean, not too recently, but 2024, right? So you think maybe she was going to move in? Like, was there something? There was a refinance around 2007 that I noticed. There was actually three refinances, but I don't think that the refinance would show listing removed and listed for sale. It shouldn't show anything like that, would it? But I do know that one of the refinances was in 2007. Mm-hmm. The daughter thinks it's someone who has something against her. Could be. I just, why now though, guys? Why now? Why do this to Nancy now? Could be that when it was refinanced or moved into a trust. Yes, it absolutely could be. And I don't know too much about real estate like this, so I'd have to look into it. But her daughter allegedly is into real estate. Annie, she's into real estate and has a couple properties around in Tucson, which is interesting, right, guys? And I don't think Annie and Tommaso reported Derek's text. Oh, really? I think the FBI had their phones because that occurred early on when everyone was just, hey, that would make sense. Huh. Yeah, because we don't know when their phones were taken. You would think their phones would be taken, well, obviously right away, but we weren't really told when they got their phones back, even if they got their phones back. But uh, yeah, that's interesting, right? I don't remember her name, but she was saying that someone has something against her. Hi, Joyce. Good to see you, my dear. It is very strange. It is very, very strange. And I don't think it has something to do with Savannah. I don't. Because if it had something to do with Savannah, wouldn't they had focused it on Savannah? You know what I mean? Like say it was um a jealous ex-husband or a jealous ex-boyfriend or like someone that she went to college with or something that was just jealous of her. And they're like, "You know what? I'm going to take her mom to hurt her." You know what I mean? And if I take her mom, then she probably won't go back to work at NBC. Maybe they were thinking that, right? I'm just speculating here, you guys, like just thinking, you know, and maybe if it was somebody like that. But the thing is, wouldn't there be more focused on Savannah, like a note, um, something like I don't know. You would think there would be some kind of note left, like you can have your I don't know. The ransom notes, they pretty much are right? There's nothing that have come of them. I think we can all agree on that. Nothing. It's just a bunch of people just being idiots. And the thing is, like, they arrested Derek, but what about the other people that sent the emails and stuff? Why didn't they arrest them? Right? Because they sent out that warning. If anybody does this, you're freaking going to prison forever. What if Annie has her hidden in one of the oh gosh, that's scary. Allegedly, just say allegedly, guys. Or in my opinion. Yeah, I mean anything is possible, you guys. Uh yeah, I've heard about that. I heard it was a bad divorce, but I don't know if that just means it was just hard to get divorced or something. You know what I mean? Coworker, yeah. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't live alone and not so valuable as her mom. Yeah. Look how Carlos had no clue who she was. I didn't know who she was either. It could have just been she's an easy target for criminals. Yeah, but the thing is, like that entire neighborhood is elderly, right? Well, a lot of them are. So why her though, right? How did they know who does that anyways? Like who wants to take the responsibility of removing an elderly woman out of her bed from her home? Like that's just something you don't do, guys, right? Like you don't mess with elderly. You just don't mess with people like that. I mean, when people commit crimes, usually they do it to people that are of same age. They don't mess with elderly and children. I mean, it happens, yes, but I'm just saying like it's not the regular for criminals to do that. Now I'm saying it does happen, but it's not the regular, right? Um, like who's gonna do that? And if it was really for ransom, don't you think if that's what they really wanted, then the switch would already been made. Like the money would have already been transferred and she would have already been back home. Just my thoughts on it. Just my thoughts. And yeah, Esley, I completely see what you're saying though. Um, I just, like I said earlier, I think Carlos was in the wrong place at the wrong time. So, but they still have his phone. Um, so his phone must be an answer to something that they're looking for. Either he went to some building or dropped a package off maybe at the perpetrator. We just don't know, ran into the perpetrator along the way or something. A stalker, maybe someone infatuated with Savannah, maybe sending her emails and she never replied. Yeah, but there would be some type of digital footprint of that, though, you would think, You would think, even if they were deleted. It's just sus to me that this happened right before. Yes, yes, Jen, exactly. Why did it happen before Savannah went to the Olympics? Why did it happen right after Nancy's 84th birthday? Why did it happen then? She's been in the house since 1975, right? Why now? That's the biggest question that I have. Why now? What has changed? And this has to be somewhat professional, for him. Well, we think, we're pretty sure it's a guy. I mean, it looks like a guy. I'm pretty sure, positive it's a guy. But, anyways, for him to have basically, he hasn't been caught, right? He hasn't been caught. So I think it's someone that is pretty, knows what they're doing. Now, do I think they're someone like the cartel or something? No. Someone had to call in a welfare check on Nancy too. If it was Annie, maybe she took Uber to their house to confront. Yeah, could be. Or talked about assets or something maybe. Usually that is and I'm just saying from statistics, usually money is the biggest motive in these cases, right? I believe they have a lot more answers and they are keeping close to the vest. Oh, of course, they absolutely are. Yeah, there's no way this was random. Yeah, I don't believe it was random at all, guys. I just don't. It's too high tech. Has a lot to do. Someone with a lot of money. Seems like, yeah, and that's the thing. Bitcoin too, right? It sounds like little kids messing around. That's what it sounds like. You have these kids, these teenagers always talking about Bitcoin. I mean, they got forums and all this stuff all the time. And there are other cryptocurrencies. Because I kept saying, why is it always Bitcoin? Why not another cryptocurrency? And then we heard that another one emailed TMZ and said, they're asking for another cryptocurrency, but they didn't name which cryptocurrency it was, which I thought was interesting. All right, you guys, let me go over to this. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? The house being put up for sale, or maybe it was definitely, maybe it definitely was the when she refinanced. All right, let me put up this real quick. Yeah, second, Daphne, off topic. Do we think? I do not think Daniel is going to jail tomorrow. It's probably just an arraignment. He'll go in and they'll show him what kind of evidence that they have against him for, or this person, you know what I mean? And then he'll enter a plea and he'll probably say not guilty. And then there'll probably be another court date and then so on and so on. Up to a trial, maybe something like that. Oh, damn. Yeah. Uh, I know. A lot of people are. All right, guys, give me a second. I want to pull this up, but I want to pull this up first. And All right, whatever. We'll just do this and I'll write it in chat. Okay, I want you guys to listen to this lady. She is a I don't know if you've seen this. This is Brian. He did this last night. Daniel will be about, yeah. Oh yeah, I agree, guys. I absolutely agree. I think they both do. Maybe it looks like it sold when it was moved into the trust. What year was, see, that's the thing, Lee. I don't know what year the trust was created, but that would be interesting to know, right? That would be really interesting to know. All I can see is just the basics, like 2007, like refinance and stuff like that. But why refinance it if you're going to try to sell it too? Like, why would you? I don't know. Well, maybe she was just doing a fixer upper. I don't know. I see. I can't answer that because I'm not her. I'm not her, so I don't really know what to say with that. Maybe she wanted to move closer to her daughter. Maybe, I don't know. Hi, Wendy. Good to see you. I think it's too soon to know if she has been found unless they want them. Oh, thank you, Miss Lolo. Hi, Tinky. Good to see you. Yeah, I don't know. Texas, hello. All right, you guys, I'm gonna play this part. It's a little lengthy through here, but this is really interesting. And she talks about the polygraphs, right? The polygraphs that, like how one's done. And here, all right, let me play it instead of blabbering.
This episode, it's Tracy Walder, who's a friend of mine. She's a great guest because she is a former FBI agent, but also a former CIA officer. So I want to share this conversation with you. I'm joined now by Tracy Walder, former FBI agent and CIA agent. I always get confused. Is it agent or officer?
Officer.
That's right, yeah.
It's fine.
It's nice to see you, Tracy. Thank you,
Brian. It's great to see you.
You've been all over this case, this Nancy Guthrie case. I've seen you on News Nation a ton. So I wanted to ask you a couple questions sort of that I've had lingering. With the suspect, one question that I've gotten a lot is, and I'm assuming it's a he, in his pocket, there's what looks like almost a little antenna sticking out. And some people have thought, I've heard that it's a walkie-talkie. Other people have thought it could be a signal jammer. And I actually saw someone post a photo of a signal jammer, and it did look kind of similar. Have you noticed that? And what do you think it could be?
So I actually agree with both of those assessments. I know that's sort of wishy-washy, but again, I can't confirm, what's in his pocket. I assume it's a he as well. So talking sense in the fact, I think with you about the fact that I feel a getaway vehicle is going to be critical in this case if there's someone else that helps. And so that would be a way, obviously you wouldn't want to use a cell phone. That would be a way in a short range to communicate with someone to, bring a car to a certain location. So that's why I can get on board, right, with the walkie-talkie theory. In terms of the signal jammer, that makes sense as well. But the home in and of itself I'm not seeing that he took any devices with him. So I can see the possibility of both. I don't think we can discredit either, but I don't think that it's a phone, in my opinion.
I guess the walkie-talkie would make sense if he wasn't bringing his cell phone so that he couldn't be tracked.
Yes, which I don't think he did bring a cell phone. Yeah. I think we would have him by now if he did.
Right, because they would be able to. Is that what geofencing is? Or
yes, that is. So geofencing, and I think it was maybe with you or someone. I talked about this in the Kohberger case because they were using geofencing in that case as well. And one of the things that they noticed with Kohberger was that the phone was not operating, right, for a span of, it was like 3 or 4 hours, if I can remember that, right? And so I think in this case, that's certainly something that they will look at once they have the suspect. But yes, he is trying to avoid that capability.
With also that big full backpack, what is your theory on that? Like, why would he be arriving? We think he's arriving. Why would he be arriving with such a full bag?
I think, again, just my hypothesis that he is arriving with things to subdue her. Maybe even, blankets or tarps to put her and I don't want to seem overly morbid or graphic.
I'm going to stop it right there. I had mentioned, oops, where am I at? I had mentioned that I think it's a tarp, you guys. You do too, Jen? And I know some people are like, how do you know it's a tarp? And I'm like, well, I don't. But it was either like a handle or the backpack, like something so bulky, right? Not heavy. You could tell it wasn't heavy, the backpack. Because when you got something heavy in a backpack and you like move around, the backpack will move with you because it's heavy, right? It'll move with you. And you could see it on the bottom being weighted down. This wasn't heavy, but looked bulky inside his backpack, like a tarp would be, or a blanket, or something like that. Just my thoughts on it. Could be a big garbage bag. Absolutely. Absolutely. You think so too, Tony? Yeah. Yeah, you guys all think so? Yep, probably had tarp, rope, etc. Absolutely, you guys. Um, like she said, like things to restrain her, anything like that. It was crammed full. And if he was just arriving, then, uh, you know what I mean? Like, who the hell is going to go rob a house with a full freaking backpack and then stuff in your pockets too, right? I don't know what a signal jammer looks like. So I can't tell you if that looked like a signal jammer, but someone, was it Lee, said it might be pliers or something like that in his pocket. Definitely could be a walkie-talkie. Now, I noticed he looked to the left. Now, you've got a couple neighbors that live across the street from Nancy. Could someone had been in the neighbor's yard that he was looking at, right? Or maybe he was just looking to look. But what do you guys think? But it was light, pockets full. Yes, it was light. The backpack was light, so it had to been either like a tarp. I mean, you get a or blanket. A blanket would probably be, depending on the blanket, right? Something to cover her up when you go outside. So if someone's watching or camera or something catches, they wouldn't be able to see her, right? I think it's a square. Pockets are full, which makes me ask why she didn't get the camera alert. And that's another thing, Texas, right? Why didn't he just automatically rip the freaking camera off the bracket, right? I kept asking myself that last night. Why would you go up to someone's house? And I think we could pretty much eliminate that he was going there to steal stuff. Just my thoughts. Just my thoughts. He was going there on a mission, right? He had a job to do. He gets up there, but why not just rip the damn camera off in the first place? Why sit there and put the flowers, like, why put the flowers on there? Why even, how did he feel comfortable enough to even do that? Like, that takes time, guys, to sit there, go there and pick some flowers and put them on top of the camera. That takes time, right? And he's sitting there messing, like, this guy felt comfortable there. And that's why it makes me wonder if it was somebody that she knew. Because if somebody actually came up to the house, right? Like, say a family member or somebody like wanted to just drove by or stop by, or a neighbor or something like that, and he could quickly take off the mask if he's, and they were like, oh, hey, so and so, what are you doing here so late? But yet, it's okay because he's a friend or a family member. Just my thought, right? My mind goes all over the place. So why didn't he rip it off at first, guys? Ask her. Signal jam. Yeah, people use signal jammers all the time. The dots are not connecting exactly. If you bring more items, more chances of DNA. Exactly. And the bite light, right? Did he keep it in his mouth the entire time, guys? I don't know. Why didn't this guy wear night vision goggles? I was thinking last night, why the hell didn't he wear those? It seemed to be, he thought of everything, it seems like, right? This guy thought of a bite light to bring. Like, he was that prepared, right? Why not wear night vision goggles? It's dark. You wouldn't need the freaking bite light. I don't know. I just thought that was, and your eyes wouldn't be seen either if you would have worn those. But I don't want to give any perpetrators any kind of ideas, though. All right, I'm going to play this, and then we'll answer some questions in the chat. Maybe.
But things like zip ties, tape, things to subdue her. That's what I think is in the backpack.
Yeah, I wondered about tarps too, just because it looks so full.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you would think of like tarps would be, you know what I mean? It would really fill
you
out.
roll it up, and
yeah, it is. It's sad to think about. I mean, even in Savannah's latest video, it's almost like she's acknowledging that there's a real possibility now that, Nancy is no longer with us.
It's incredibly sad, hard to talk about, right? In relation to this case, because in other cases, we tend to have, unfortunately, deceased bodies or those kinds of things where there's like a finality, right, to that. And then you can kind of talk through that. But in this case, we don't have any of that. And so you want to try to remain sensitive to what they're going through at the same time, but then also the reality and logic, of the situation.
Do you know, with the $1 million reward, and I think everybody's hoping it's a lot of money, for someone who might know something. Does the FBI have ways that people can actually stay anonymous? Because I'm just thinking, if that is your family member who did it or something, and you want the money, but you don't want to be that involved in you know what I mean?
So my guess is the FBI, the way that they will handle something like that is they will know ultimately who you are. However, they can keep your name and all of that information totally anonymous to the public, as long as you didn't have participation in the crime. And again, maybe they'll work with you if they have participation in the crime, right? I don't know. There's so many different ways that they could go about that. But if you don't, and you just want to give a tip, I don't know that you can remain truly anonymous in terms of the FBI not finding out who you are, but they would never allow the public to find out who you are.
Okay. Yeah, that's good for people to know, since, mm-hmm.
So I've been away from home for a while for work, and one of the things I miss so much are my Factor meals. They make it so much easier to eat better. And Factor is
Yes.
All right, question. Sorry, guys. Hi, Kelly. Good to see you, hon. Good to see you. I totally forgot what I was going to say now. Yes. Why, if whoever set up this Nest camera, right? And it's usually someone else that sets up the Nest cameras, like a younger person in the family usually does that, right? I mean, Nancy did know how to do stuff online, so maybe she was able to. But you would think that they would have alerts going to their phone too, or they'd be able to log in and stuff, or maybe they just got comfortable and didn't think anybody would do anything like that. So, but if I'm watching my mom, she lives alone, right? And I know she has health problems, I'm gonna have her cameras work up and running. I just think that's a strange coincidence too, you guys. It just doesn't make sense. Just walked in the door. Oh, hopefully you had a good day, dear. Yes, there's too many strange things. Absolutely. I agree with you, Scorpio. Good to see you, dear. Mm-hmm. Crime Stoppers and said yes, you can be anonymous. And that's another thing, Lee, right? That's another thing, you guys. Why hasn't anybody claimed this $1 million? Why? Think about it. If there was more than one person, right? At first, I'm like, man, it has to be two. It has to be two people. But now I'm really leaning towards just being one. One man can carry an 84-year-old woman out. Hi, good to see you, Scorpio. Thanks for being here, dear. One man can carry an 84-year-old woman out. They absolutely can. So, why that's my questions. Why hasn't anybody come forward, right? So, is this person being paid? Right? Are they being paid by someone in the family? Is it just a two-person contract, right? Someone says, hey, I'm pay you to do this, blah, blah, blah. Is that it? Or is it just a one person thing? A one man band, right? Um, uh, but the thing is, like, this person has to be pretty skilled to do this, right? And I'm not just saying skilled, like someone in the military or ex-police or something like that, which I have considered that too, by the way they place their feet when they're walking, right? Um, the way his feet come together and stuff when he's walking and when he comes up to the door, they're perfect. Like, he moves them like this, kind of like a dancer does too in some way. I know that sounds so freaking weird, but if you go back and watch the video, the way he moves his feet in sync is very, very interesting. Just say that. Um, they would be, yeah, but I mean, if he is almost 6 foot tall, right? What they say, 5'9", 5'10". I mean, that's a pretty, I mean, it's not very tall, but that guy in this video, he looks big enough to take Nancy, right? To pick her up or something, or confine her and then put a blanket over her and make her walk out or something. Uh, I mean, yes, it would be easier with two people, but I don't know. All right, let me mute my mic and
No. Be careful. I think it would have worked earlier on. I think now that a dollar amount, excuse me, because the dollar amounts, and I said that on News Nation, I felt were obviously low. No one's going to talk for that amount. The problem is that now it's been what, 3 going on a month, I guess now, of this, and no one has come forward. And so I think the people involved now are like, well, they can't figure this out. So what does it matter, even if I do come forward and get this $1 million and then I go to jail, for that? They haven't been able to figure this out. So I don't know that it's going to move the needle now. I think it would have in the first weeks of the investigation.
Yeah. And I think back to Koberger, they weren't talking much, the police or the FBI, and we were being really critical of them. I was, and then come to find out they were making a lot of progress
Yes.
behind the scenes. And I hate to be like negative, but I just don't get that sense in this case. Like,
yeah,
I don't feel like there's a ton happening that we don't know about, and there's some imminent arrest.
So the difference is yeah, in the Idaho case, and I say this because I think you're awesome and you're my friend. Yeah, I disagreed with that, criticism of the police, because I personally did feel that they knew a lot more. But what I will say in that case is I felt they did a really good job, though, with communicating, with investigating, with all of that wasn't necessarily up for debate. It was just the fact that we had no information that was up for debate. In this case, I feel that from day one, it's been handled in ways that I think a lot of law enforcement officers, officials disagree with, like releasing the crime scene too soon. All of those things are problematic and do compromise the case. And so a lack of information isn't bad and doesn't compromise the case, but this lack of getting along, lack of investigating things properly, having to go back and forth, all of those things do, in my opinion, compromise the case.
And show that maybe they're not in a good place.
I think it shows that they're not in a good place, but I do feel that they could have been in a better place had things been handled differently.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you make of, and I don't know if you've seen this, we had a drone video the other day of, they were doing like one final walk through the house.
Yeah, I saw that.
And there were those people in the suits. There was a woman in like a kind of a dressy suit and a man. And we found out later that they were, or at least some of them were U.S. attorneys.
Yes.
What do you make of them being there?
Yeah, so that was a funny, everyone's like, oh, those are FBI agents. I was like, that's definitely not an FBI agent, because I never wore a skirt as an FBI agent. That was 100% not an FBI agent. I assumed they were U.S. attorneys, because you have to remember, if someone is found, right, and if this case is prosecuted, they need to have an understanding of the case. And I believe in Idaho, they walked the house as well with the 3D modeling. That's actually not uncommon. And that's a good thing, because you want them to have a look look at the crime scene before it's sent back to the family so that they can properly prosecute the case. So I didn't think it was necessarily a bad thing. I just knew it wasn't FBI agents.
So it's not necessarily a positive sign that
No,
they're about to prosecute someone or
I
something.
don't think so. I think it's just a sign that it's been almost a month now. We have removed all physical evidence that we can from this home. We have thoroughly processed it. And I said this house needed 3 to 4 weeks to be processed, which is pretty much what they're doing. It's not, I don't want to say of use, that sounds very harsh, but it's not needed for evidence purposes anymore. They have gotten all of the physical evidence that they need to from that home. And so the attorneys want to see it one more time prior to it being released. That's really all.
Makes sense. So you think it's okay that they're releasing the house now? I mean, they did actually last night, I think, officially.
Yeah. I don't know that they have a choice, if that makes any sense. I mean, I think that you can't hold on. Listen, the FBI can hold on to a crime scene for 6 months if that's what they need to do. But in this case, it sounds like they've been in and out quite a bit. We've seen the awesome drone footage that you've had. We've seen people coming in and out. I would imagine that by this point, any biological or not digital evidence would have been acquired from the home. So I don't necessarily see a problem with it.
Something else I wanted to ask you about. So I reported a couple weeks ago that there have been polygraphs used in the case, and I'm pretty sure it was the FBI. The sheriff kind of responded and said, "Oh, the polygraphs that people are seeing are new hires at the sheriff's office, but the polygraphs that I was talking about weren't from that day. They were from a different time, and I think it was the FBI, not the sheriff's office, who was administering them." But I saw on your Instagram, you actually have kind of an interesting story with the polygraph. Was it when you were in the CIA that you had to take a polygraph, or?
So I had to take for both because of the kinds of cases that I worked at FBI at the time. I took something called the lifestyle polygraph, which is definitely not what they're giving these individuals. There's no way that that's what they're giving.
Yeah.
Those are 8-hour long polygraphs looking at like deviations of your life and deviant life behaviors and those kinds of things. I don't think that that's what they're giving these individuals. I think they're giving them a very quick poly. So we're talking 30 to 60 minutes is my guess, to eliminate people. I don't want to say completely eliminate them, but to help sort of thin this lead herd that they have of this overwhelming amount of leads and individuals to decide whether, someone just right off the top, if they're telling the truth and answering these basic questions, then maybe that's someone that in terms of triage, we don't have to clear them, but we don't have to put them at the top of our list right now.
Right.
And so I think that's what they're probably using them for. It's not, you can't use them in court, right? It's not an admission of guilt or innocence. So I think that's what they're doing with them.
And I guess if someone said, "I don't want to take it," that's kind of a bad sign too. Of like why would someone, right?
I think people are mixed, right? Like on that. First of all, it's scary. I mean, polygraph is not a fun.
They start talking about why wouldn't some people want to take it? Does he know if anybody has denied a polygraph? There has been rumors that a certain someone denied a polygraph. I don't want to say the name, but there's been rumors of that. So I'm curious, right? I'm really curious. Yes, this part is very interesting about the polygraph. All right.
Like experience, right? You're hooked up to things, you're sitting in the chair. It is scary. And I also think a lot of times we see on TV, all those kinds of things that, there could be used against you and all. And so I think some people are not wanting to take them because they're right. It's like one subset of the population. But yes, other individuals who are refusing to take them, it obviously could be for reasons that they want to hide their involvement.
So you had to do an 8-hour one?
Yes.
2 times?
2, 1, 2, and then 3 times.
just to qualify to work on certain cases, or?
No. So at CIA, to have a top secret and then SCI, which is sensitive compartmented information, you have to take what's called the lifestyle polygraph. And so, yes, the first one came back as a failure or inconclusive. So I had to come back the next day.
Oh, no.
Yes. And which I passed.
And what do they ask you?
Questions on there were, I mean, they run the gamut of sexual preferences and orientation. Not that it's bad, they just want you to be out. And they ask you about drug usage. That was the question that I had trouble with, because I've actually never done drugs in my life. And the polygrapher had a hard time believing that. And so the problem is when someone's calling you a liar and you know you're not lying, your blood pressure starts to go up and you start to get frustrated.
Right.
And that's what was reading as inconclusive.
Wow. What if you had done drugs? Like, are you allowed to say it?
Yes, but it has to be within a certain amount of months, right? So, like, you just can't have done that yesterday. Obviously, they have a certain month usage going back. Marijuana would be fine in terms of like month usage going back. I think you might have some other issues with like more illicit drugs.
You must have been like, I would have been freaking out when I found out I had to come back the next day.
That would, I actually said, I'm
like, I'd be even more nervous.
Like, I'm done. I actually said, I'm not doing this. I'm quitting. I'm not doing this. And
Okay, I thought that was interesting, right? With the polygraph and stuff like that. I want to show you guys something. I want to bring you over to this video again with the perpetrator, because we were talking about how he walks a certain way and the feet, right? His feet angles and stuff like that. I just want to show you this. Let me see if I can make this larger. So this is X. I'm just going to make this a little larger here so we can watch it. And I'm going to try to do it in slow-mo as possible. Let me get rid of that. Yeah, Jen, you said you watched it earlier too, what they were talking about the polygraph, and the one where she talks about like the heart rate, going up and stuff. I thought of Janie when Janie had to take the polygraph. Okay, let's watch his feet when he comes up to the door. Is very interesting. It's like all right. Now watch how he takes his foot and moves it like that, like even, like. Now he starts messing with this. Now when he walks back, like, who would just do this? Like, why not just take the camera off, right? And he knows right where to go to get the plants. Oh, I really wish they wouldn't have cut the video off there, you guys. Like when he takes a step there, because it looked like the way his foot went up there, it kind of looked like he almost fell when he went up the step for a minute. But they cut the video off there right here. Watch. See, like this was like a shorter video or something. I swear you could see it in the other one. Now, I think this is all just this is the shorter one. Shoot, I thought this was actually the longer one. Just the way he puts his feet and stuff. Now, let me bring you over here real quick. And then we'll do some questions. I find it strange too that the Pima County has that darn reality TV show too. All right, my computer's about to explode. Let me do this. All right. I pulled this up real quick for you. Okay. Some pictures of him. All right, let's do this here. Look at those eyes. I know some people are like his pupils look really large, but he may just have brown eyes and like his pupil looks to come right here, right? You see that? I always thought he had green eyes, green or hazel eyes. You can also see another light in the other video. Yeah, those eyes are scary, right? I don't know, guys. Let's see. Oops, hold on. I want to show you that too. Give me a second. We went over that earlier. You think this is the same guy? That mask doesn't look like it has holes, right? Like, what the freaking heck? Like, it doesn't look like it has holes. Hi, Alicia. Good to see you, my dear. Yeah, he could be. He absolutely could be. Yeah, he's trying to see in the dark. So, yeah. Why not wear freaking night vision goggles? And why does his mask not actually have holes for the eyes and nose here? Like, from what I can tell, it doesn't look like it. Does it look like it to you guys? I mean, you could see like underneath where his eyes and stuff are, but it looks like that mask is completely. Yeah, he does look heavier there. But you got to think though, doesn't have a backpack on too, right? So the backpack straps will make it look deceiving too. I'm gonna have other photos of him here. Let's see. Give me a sec. I have a bunch of photos all over the place. Actually, here, I'll just do this. I don't know. See, this there's no holes for the eyes unless he turned it around. You think maybe he turned it around when he got I don't know. And then the shoes have the black stripes here, but we can't see him on the other shoes. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's the same person, but I mean, I might be wrong. I feel like this photo here is the last visit before he takes off. I feel they've already used the backpack and that's why it's not on. Yeah, and that's the thing too, right? They can only get what, like maybe a day or 2 days or something off of that since she didn't have a subscription. They didn't have a subscription, so they can only see 3 to 6 hours before it's recorded over. Google is trying to scrub layers, but we don't have that yet. Sucks, right? Different person, different night, different timestamp. Yeah, that's the thing too. There's no timestamps on these, which suck. I feel like that's bird out. Could be. Yeah, um, it could definitely be two people. I feel like, it, yeah, but with the backpack, yeah, this person does look like they have a larger gut. One guy doesn't have a backpack and he looks bow-legged and walks to the side with his feet. See how he's one foot's here and the other, get out of there. That stupid thing won't move. One foot's facing that way and one foot's facing that way. Uh, Same gloves, same shirt, everything. And the mask, I swear the mask looks like it's turned around. That's freaking creepy. Imagine looking out your camera and seeing that. Do you think Nancy was awake? Hi, Faye. Good to see you, my dear. Ruby, good to see you. Do you think Nancy was awake when they got inside, you guys? Do you think she was awake? Or do you think he actually just completely snuck in and snatched her right out of bed without her even hearing him? I mean, she had to have heard him like right when it happened because her pacemaker spiked. I believe they had info from inside that cams are not working. My opinion, he was going back for the camera after. That's how I feel, Lee. I feel that he was going back to grab that camera off the wall at the end. That's why the backpack is put up. I do. I just don't understand why the hell didn't he tear the damn camera off in the beginning, right? Like, why have it take more shots? Like, just why he feels comfortable enough to sit there and mess with the flowers, like to sit there and cover it up. Like, this guy was not on, like, he wasn't on a time limit, right? Like, he didn't care. He was taking his time. Who takes their time, right? Who takes their time? No, I think she was asleep. I don't think Nancy was there and was it cover. I hate autocorrect too. Yeah. It says what it wants. My phone, it literally says what it wants. Another YouTube channel had an idea. The videos were recorded before Nancy was kidnapped to make to make us think that is what happened. Like Ocean's 11 did robberies. Oh my goodness. That's kind of crazy. I think, guys, it's Occam's razor, the simplest of explanations, you know? Yeah, I don't think a robbery either, you guys. The other picture where you showed the close-up of his eyes, you can see an outline of his nose. Here, we'll go back to that. Where was it at? Oh, I want to show you the Google Trend searches too. Yeah, right here. Yeah, you can see that, right? Like, here's the side edge. And blow it up for you guys. You know, right here, it looks like he has a little cyst. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if it's called that, but right there. Or at least that's what the close-up looks like, that he's got like a cyst, I guess, right? Do you guys see that, or am I seeing stuff? Do you guys see that? Blood inside the home and on the porch. What does it tell you? Yeah, exactly. Tells you someone's the simplest answer. Absolutely, you guys. They definitely just wanted Nancy Tony. They definitely just wanted her hearing aids were out. Yeah, and we just heard. Bye, Wendy. Have a good night, my dear. We just heard that Nancy had like very powerful hearing aids, you guys. Oh, I know Blue Jay autocorrect sucks. Very powerful hearing aids, you guys. All right. I just want to go through this real quick. So I posted something last night on my community post, right? I did not make this. But I am in the middle of hi Carla, good to see you. I am in the middle of doing this, right? And I want to do it for other cases too. And I've known about Google Trends, but I for some reason I haven't used this one. So a lady, I guess she's local to the area. She went on Google Trends and she did just for Nancy's area, right? And she went back in time and did you could see at the top where it says November 7th, 2025, there was 36 Google web searches for Savannah Guthrie in that particular area where Nancy lives, right? On November 23rd, 2025, there was 42 Google web searches for Nest cameras. Well, there's nothing really out of the ordinary with that, right? Now Google Nest no longer they don't make those cameras anymore. I believe they were discontinued in 2021, but that doesn't mean that you could still probably buy them off marketplace and people still own them, obviously, right? Now on this, or excuse me, November 24th, 2025, there was 100 Google shopping searches for a disguise. Now, maybe nothing, right? This is just in Nancy's area, guys. Not the whole state, in her area. Now on this November 26th, 2025. 77 Google image searches for a Nest camera again. Now you go to December 1st, 2025. Google web searches for disguise again. 23 of those. Then there was 28 Google web searches on December 2nd for a ski mask. 73 searches on December 2nd on Google shopping search for a balaclava. There you go, balaclava, which is what the perpetrator is wearing when he took Nancy, right? 73. Then 25 searches on December 8th for disguise again. And then you guys can see it keeps going and going and going. But then you have 5820 Camino, which is a partial address of Nancy's YouTube search, guys. YouTube search. Why would there be 94 YouTube searches for Nancy's partial address? Isn't that strange? And then a Google image search of the partial address again. Then someone did on December 20th, 95 searches for YouTube for Nancy Guthrie. It just keeps going on. Then there's a kidnap one, 40 searches on January 2nd, 2026. Now I'm just going to kind of go down here. The closer we get, right? The last one obviously is January 31st, 74 Google web searches for ski mask. So a lot of ski masks within the last days, right? And then people looking up Savannah's name right here, right? Google on YouTube. And then the last time that Nancy's partial address was shown was on January 17th, right? So, what do you guys think? Then you have kidnap. Somebody looked at kidnap 37 times on Google web search in that area on January 10th. You guys think that's kind of odd, or I don't know. You could find a digital footprint, right? If there's an overabundance of someone looking in a certain area for particular things within a case, right? I tried doing it within the Jack and Lily case today, and I'm going to look more into it. Unfortunately, it's almost been a year with that case. Ski mask in Arizona because it's so cold. Yeah, there you go. Texas, right? Yeah. Which, they could be going skiing up in California or something like that. Or, hey, who knows? Maybe. But yeah, I just thought it was something to look at. I didn't use much. I didn't explain it very well when I posted it last night. So some people were like, huh? How did you get this? Kelly, that mustache that the perpetrator has looks very interesting as well. It does look like someone could put mascara or something over their mustache to make it look different, right? Does the mask come over his brows, or are they very that thin? My mom said something to that extent. My mom said it looked like women's eyebrows, right? See, it's hard to kind of tell because the mask kind of cuts it right there. But the thing is, women in the 90s, right? They had very thin eyebrows, right? Now it's more bushy eyebrows. I think in the 80s it was bushy eyebrows too. But in the 90s, early 2000s, it was thin eyebrows. So could this kind of give us an estimated how old this person is, maybe? Even if it's a male? I don't know. Yeah, Carla, it is. It's from in that area. In my opinion, family and has glasses under the mask. Has glasses under the mask? For this one? Or are you talking about the other one? The other mask? Yes, the nostrils do look wide right there. Absolutely. I see that. Give me 1 second. Let me see if we can find some more. Thought I had some more photo over here. Hold on 1 second. See if we have some better images real quick. Here, you know what? Let's go through these because I only have a few of them saved on my computer. Or, yeah, so we can go over here because I can pull them up. There's a bunch of different ones, guys. I just have a whole thing of them here. Oh, the one that I was just showing? You think he has glasses on? Yeah? Well, here's the same pic, kind of. Okay, hold on. Let me make it. I'm looking at the one you're talking about. Huh. It's hard to tell. I was looking at that. Okay, let's see. Let's pull up this photo here of him. Give me just a second. Is this it? I think it's just the one. Yes, perfect. Let's do this. Let me get rid of this. And I'm going to bring up this one real quick. Thank you guys for being here today. I think it's good that we all... Oh, come on with your ads. Look at these. All right, let's look. The mustache and stuff just looks freaking weird to me, you guys. What if it's a prop? What if it's a fake? What if it's a fake mustache? What do you guys think? My opinion, those are not Tom Muscle's eyes. Those eyes are younger eyes. 30 to 40, in my opinion. Yeah. I think the person's between 30 and 40, yeah. Pretty sure I know what you're thinking. Oh. My husband, which is or was Hispanic, had wide nostrils under the mask. Huh. All right, let's play this. Let's see. Hold on. Can I make this? No, I don't want your full video. Can you just... Oh, why do they do that, you guys? I thought it was pictures. Okay. I don't like this one. Well, hold on. Why do they do that? They act like they're going to play the photos and then they don't. Hold on. There we go. That's frustrating. Don't they just have photos in here that I can look at? Let's see. There's YouTube. I don't want to look at YouTube one though. Let's see. These are images right here. Okay, let's do this one. If I can get it to load. A lot of these news stations have so many freaking oh, this is a good one. Okay. Have so many ads. It's crazy, even though I have ad blocker. Yeah, this one's blurry, but you can kind of see his eyebrows, right? I mean, they are thinner eyebrows, but they look like they come in too, right through there. See, the eyes there look like they're green to me. I don't know. Yeah, he did. I know he posted original. For me to load X on here, for some reason, it takes like forever. And the photos are smaller. All right, let's see. Can I make that larger here? Nope. See, they purposely had that light too to blind the camera, I think. But you could see how long the eyelashes are here, right? Do you see how long the eyelashes are right here? And they've got a heavy upper eyelid. They definitely got it looks like a heavier eyelid on this eye right here. See how the eyelid's puffy? This one doesn't look at, I mean, it does right through here, but so they've got heavy hooded eyelids. That's what I was trying to say. Hooded eyes. All right. The mustache is just so freaking strange. Let's see here. I really wish they would show more video. He's got a full upper lip. Definitely looks like might be a scar or something right here. Do you guys see that? It looks like a scar right on the like tip of the lip. Maybe cut his lip from shaving or fight or something, right? Yeah, I know, Kelly. It's so freaking crazy, right? Like it really the eyes like it's if it's a stranger, I'm thinking trying to get her to say where the safe was. Hey, what about this, you guys? What about this? What if she was talking to him through that doorbell camera? Because the doorbell cameras, you can talk to people through it. I mean, I know we were told that she was taken out of her bed, but what if like she was telling him like to get the hell away, right? And I don't know. Think about that. And if there was two people, then maybe the other person was coming inside from the back. You know what I mean? That scar had some of us watching Justin think Dominic again, and the story came out. Yeah, I know, you guys. Do you know that he spoke out in the news the other day? The bandmate? Don't you think she'd call 911? I mean, could. Yeah, true. That is a good point. If she saw him in the door thing, she would have called 911. Very true, very true. Unless someone was already in the house and grabbed her phone. Ugh. Because those doorbell things, they'll say like intruder detected or person detected or whatever. And we know on the timeline it does say person was detected. So, which is really strange because on the timeline it says the camera was disconnected, then it says person detected, which is strange. You'd think it'd say the other way around, right? Like person detected and then camera disconnected. You do use that feature? Yeah. Hi, Robin. Good to see you, my sweet pea. Thank you for being here. Yeah. It looks like he has definitely a scar right here, you guys. Like right there. Maybe been in a fight or cut himself shaving or something. Who knows? I want to know why. What's his purpose, right? What is your purpose to do this? What is and why is he not caught yet? You could see his nail bed here, kind of, with the way looks like it to me, like right through here. You see that? This one you can't because it's the glove's kind of like bulky on this top, and right here too. But look, the eyes there, though, you guys. I'm telling you, the eyes there it looks like a women's eyes there. I'm sorry, but it does. Oh, the dog's demanding a supper. Yeah, I hear my dog out there. I've got to go here in just a moment. But in my opinion, yes, I think they were more than one. They were hired or promised something to do the job. I think this poor woman was set up. I do too. By someone close for this to happen. Then I agree. I agree. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The back end looks like the person has a larger back end, right? Like they got hips or something. Watch, see if it has them turning around, which I noticed. But I mean, there's no like the person doesn't have a woman's physique though, right up here. I mean, like a small frame and stuff, right? Women have smaller frames through here. Like this person has wide shoulders and stuff. But the eyes definitely. I don't know if it's because maybe they have eyeliner on or something, but to try to disguise the way their eyes look, maybe they put some type of mascara or eyeliner on so their eyes look different, right? They might even had contacts and we don't know. They could have even put on a fake mustache and goatee. It does look like it's kind of painted on or it's freaking, you know what I mean? It's very short through here. But then right here in this area where it looks like it has a scar, makes it look like it's real hair. So I don't know, just my thoughts. Just find it strange. They definitely very comfortable being there. I don't know why it's black, but that picture. Yeah. Jeez, guys. And I don't understand. Like, I would have an army out there looking for my mom, you guys. Like, seriously, I would literally have an army out there looking for my mom. I would not stop. I would be out there looking all night. Even though my mom drives me crazy sometimes, I would still be out there looking for her. And I don't care if I was doing it myself. I would still do it myself. And I would start close to home. I would. I'd be knocking on all my neighbors' doors and seeing if any of them stand out to me that are being sneaky or shady. Sorry. I would be walking the most accessible, like, what am I trying to say? The easiest, most possible way to get out of the neighborhood without being seen. Like, for instance, there's only a couple ways out of there, right? You've got a lot of dead ends. So I would be trying to get out the easiest way without being seen. Now, they couldn't have parked a car. They couldn't have parked a car too far away because it would be too difficult for her to walk or too difficult for them to carry her. So their vehicle had to be close or the place that they're holding her at. Think about it. The FBI already took over, I heard, Robert. I heard they already took over the other day. Was it Friday or Thursday? I don't think so. I don't think they are, Karen, but I'm not too positive on that, hun. It might be a scar. There's one way if you leave out of there. I think I showed you guys on my Google map the other day. Let me see if I can just send it up here and show you guys real quick. It's a pretty easy route to get out of there. Here, let me show you. And there's no traffic lights this way that I can see. Easy route. Give me a second and I'm going to show you. And this would be the directions. It would go right past the bloody gloves, right? Remember with the rock with the blood on it and stuff? And it would be in the area going towards the neighbors that caught the vehicles the other night. Oh, before we go to that, I want to show you this real quick. Give me a sec. Could it be a neighbor? Could it be a neighbor that had a run-in with her, right? Could it be a neighbor or a neighbor's family? I know that's stupid, but it does look like eyeliner, right? Robert says, do you think this will be solved? I think it will be. I absolutely do. I think this person's giving them I think it would already be pretty much solved if it wasn't botched in the beginning, just my opinion. And I don't know why the sheriff made it so difficult to work with, like the FBI. I don't understand it. But I guess it's ego and other stuff. I've got my own thoughts on that guy, you guys. Yes, the bandmate, he was worried. He thought he was going to be uh oh my gosh, my brain is shutting down. He thought the FBI was going to come in and raid him. So I want to show you this before I go to my next clip here. So this is from the neighbors. I read it when we first started today. The neighbors said, "Dear media, this neighborhood needs space to process, heal, and gather in privacy as a loving community. Please cover this tragedy from elsewhere so that we may have some privacy, space, and dignity." What do you think about that? And then wrote it on like a trash bag. That's pretty messed up, right? I don't know. I think. I mean, what were the media weren't doing anything to you guys, right? They were staying on the side of the road. Like, who's going to keep Nancy's name out there? If your family member, if this happened to your family member, right? I'm talking to the freaking neighbor here who wrote this. Would you want all media to go away and not talk about it, right? And I also heard a lot of the neighbors there said they felt safe. They felt safe with the media around, right? Because there's somebody always watching and stuff. The media was there watching the whole time. Now there's nobody there, you guys. Oh, yes, you guys are allowed to agree to disagree. Absolutely. We are here to share our opinions, thoughts, and bounce ideas off of each other. You guys talking about the blue Malibu? What kind of car does A drive? Oh, that one? You talking about the blue SUV? That is a Honda CRV. Honda CRV. No, Nancy's house isn't for sale, hon. It's not for sale. But it was listed for sale a couple times and then taken off the market. So I don't know if that's when she refinanced or when she moves like assets around or something. Like I don't know too much about realty. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Like how that all that goes. So yep, all the media's gone. Damn autocorrect, Angel Wing says. Yeah, it's crazy. She wants to heal, but I don't think healing comes until they find. And there you go, Annette. Absolutely. That is a crazy note, right? Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Some men do. Hi, Tucson girl. Did you drive by that place we were talking about the other day? Tucson girl. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Could it be somebody that Annie knows? Oops. All right. Let me show you guys something. Give me a second. This is the map. So if the perpetrator left out of there, leaving out of there, come on, load. This would be, in my opinion, the easiest way to get out of the neighborhood. Let me show you this. This is just a screenshot of my maps, my Google Earth. So this is Nancy's house, right? I just put it like that so it's easy to spot. And that's her next door gym show neighbor. That's her neighbor that was on the news. So if you come out of Nancy's road, right? Camino Escalante, right? You make a left. So if the perpetrator actually, because Nancy's house faces this way, right? Her house faces this way. So if the perpetrator came out, took a left, they wouldn't have been spotted on the neighbor's cameras this way because if they're leaving out of here, right? So they would make a left, follow this around here, and then come out through here. Right here is where they found the bloody gloves. Right here. And where they got the footage the other night is right here, this other blue tag right here. So this to me would be the easiest possible way out if you're going to that house that has the cameras. Which, talking about this house, right, that has the cameras, I don't understand why they want cameras in this neighborhood right here. Now, I would understand if they wanted camera footage off of a main road, like North Campbell Ave or Orange Grove Road or something like that. But why do they want cameras here, right? Why not cameras here? Or cameras here or all why not ask for camera footage all along this North Campbell Ave, right? Or why don't they ask for camera footage on every exit area where you get out of Nancy's neighborhood? I don't understand that. Did someone say that? Yeah, I think it would be the easiest way to get out. Just my thoughts. If she was talking to him through the camera before. Yeah, could be Tony. Well, yeah, she probably would have called. Well, if she recognized him, then maybe she wouldn't have called 911. Her heart should have registered, right? So where's that? I think it was at 2 a.m. Okay, so her pacemaker spiked right at 2 a.m. Right. The pacemaker spiked at 2 a.m. I really wish that footage that we were looking at had timestamps on it. Because I wonder if she actually heard that guy outside say that, you know what I mean? That the doorbell was doing that. And if there was another guy there and broke in, then maybe that's why her pacemaker spiked. I don't know. There's so many different. You guys are so funny. Was the raid on the map compared to? Yes, I do have the raid, but it's not on the screenshot. It's on my Google Earth. My Google Earth will literally take up everything, guys. Like my computer will freeze up. I'll tell you how far away it is, though, if you want to know. I could just show you like this, actually. Give me a second. So the raid happened. Give me one sec, and I'll tell you. Where was that? Okay, SWAT right here. So measure the SWAT place. 1 second, by the Rudisill, kind of close to Rudisill. It was only a little bit like over a mile. The raid was. Oh shit, here. Yeah, it was only a little bit over a mile. The raid from Nancy's house. From what I see here. And this would be yeah. They've searched that. So remember the FBI searched early on along that Campbell Road. I wonder, I mean, I don't know. I wonder if they got camera footage all along that road. Would be interesting. Someone said pinky ring. I didn't see a ring though, you guys. Hi Adele, good to see you. Yeah. Hi Turquoise, good to see you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Now that there's less media there, I think I'll drive by her house on Tuesday. I didn't want to be a looky look, but before now. You should just go and drive by and then check it out, see if anything's going on. I would do it. I'd come with you if I was there. I want to drive by the other place I was telling you about. I'm really curious about that place. There was some interesting videos and stuff interesting stuff that goes on there. I'll just say that. Haven't heard anything about the glove. Yeah, the bloody glove. I haven't heard much about it either. Thank you guys. All right, I'm going to get off here and I'm going to get off here and you guys have a wonderful night. Tucson girl, if you do go by there, let me know, okay? Let me know what you see. I really hope this doesn't go quiet, you guys. I really hope not. I'll check that one out also on Tuesday. Can't tomorrow, but Tuesday. Awesome. Thank you. I look forward to hearing what you see there. Thank you, Angel. Thank you all. Thank you. It is a building that one of the family members owns. It's a nonprofit and it's close to where they have the gym show. Interesting, right? Yes, thank you all. Love you guys. Thank you so much. You guys, hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday evening. And can't wait to talk to you guys soon. Thank you. I want to do a call-in show or have you guys come up some night. Would be awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome. I like hanging out with all of you. Thank you all so much. You guys are amazing. And take it easy tonight. And we will see you all later. Thank you. Much love to everyone. Thank you so much.